They say every drumbeat tells a story, and every shadow carries a secret. In the heart of Africa, where the sun paints the earth in molten gold by day, and the moon whispers to the rivers by night, lies a tale that has echoed across generations. A tale of love that burned like fire, betrayal sharp as a hunter's spear, and choices whose ripples stretched far beyond a single lifetime. It is a tale told by mothers to restless children, murmured by elders to guide the ambitious, and remembered by dreamers whose hearts balance between desire and destiny. The tale begins in Odogbo, a small village cradled by palm groves and yam farms, where mornings woke to the sound of cock crows and evenings ended in circles around the fire, with roasted maize shared among friends. The marketplace was the heart of Odogbo, a place where laughter mingled with bargaining voices and drums echoed to announce festivals, weddings, and funerals alike. In this harmony, every face had its rhythm, every heart its longing. But in every village, there is always one who dares to want more. Her name was Adanna, daughter of Okaki, the palm wine tapper. Adanna was as striking as the river goddess herself. Her skin was smooth as wet clay, her walk graceful as a gazelle, her eyes carrying both mischief and the boldness of a hawk. But what truly set her apart was her mind, quick, sharp, restless. While her friends whispered dreams of good husbands and many children, Adanna dreamed of gold necklaces, silken wrappers, and the kind of respect that only wealth could buy. She wanted more than Odogbo's narrow footpaths and mud huts. She wanted the bright lights of the city she had only heard about in travelers' tales. Yet, her heart belonged to Obina. Obina was a hunter, tall and lean, his arms strong from drawing bulls, his laughter as refreshing as palm wine on a hot day. Though his hut was small and his hands rough with calluses, he carried a gentleness that wrapped around Adanna's heart like the warmth of morning sun. Together, they would sit by the river and weave dreams, dreams of building a home on the edge of the village, of raising children who would run barefoot among the yam mounds, of living simply but with joy. For Obina, love was enough. For Adanna, love was sweet, but perhaps not enough. Then came the day that changed everything. It was market day, and Odogbo was alive with color and sound. Traders spread mats of spices, smoked fish, woven baskets, and calabashes. Children darted between stalls, laughing as goats bleated, and women shouted prices. The air smelled of roasted groundnuts and dust. That was when he arrived, Chief Okoro. The moment his entourage stepped into the marketplace, the noise softened into awe. He was unlike any man Odogbo had seen, draped in a flowing agbada of deep blue, fingers heavy with gold rings, shoes so polished they caught the sunlight. Chief Okoro was wealth itself walking in human form. His servants staggered under the weight of his goods, salt, silk cloths, mirrors, beads, and kegs of palm oil. The villagers gasped at the mirrors, for some had never seen their faces so clearly reflected before. Children whispered, men nodded with respect, women exchanged wide-eyed glances, and Adanna's heart stirred. She looked at him and saw everything she had ever dreamed of: the city, the riches, the life beyond cracked huts and raffia mats. Next to the chief's splendor, Obina's love suddenly felt small, like a clay pot placed beside a gleaming brass drum. That night, when the moon painted the village silver, Obina came to her by the river. His hands held a rabbit fresh from the hunt, his face glowing with pride. Adanna, he said softly, placing the gift at her feet. I know we do not have much now, but one day the gods will bless us. Until then, I promise you a life of peace, a heart that will never know sorrow, and love that will never fade. Her chest tightened. She loved him, yet a shadow of doubt crept into her heart. Could peace and love ever outweigh the glitter of wealth? Weeks later, the decision came. Chief Okoro sent emissaries to her father with his proposal. His offer was heavy with gifts: goats, palm oil, kegs of wine, bags of salt, and even coins that shone brighter than the morning sun. Okeke, our father, overwhelmed and flattered, gave his consent without hesitation. When Obinna heard, his world shattered. He stormed into her compound, eyes blazing. Adanna! Tell me this is not true. Tell me you will not leave me for him. Tears filled her eyes, but her voice trembled with ambition. Obinna, I love you, but love cannot fill an empty stomach. Love cannot buy cloth or oil. I must do what is best for my future. Her words cut deeper than any hunter's spear. That night, the village buzzed with whispers. Some blamed her greed, others pitied Obinna's loss. But none could deny that Adanna had made a choice. She left with Chief Okoro, carried away to the city in his grand palanquin. At first, life was exactly as she dreamed. Mansions replaced mud huts, servants bowed at her call, silks caressed her skin, and feasts stretched long into the night. For a time, Adanna believed she had won. But wealth, like the moon, waxes and wanes. She soon discovered the shadows behind the glitter. Chief Okoro already had wives, many of them older and younger, each fighting for his favor. The mansion was a battlefield of insult and jealousy. Chief Okoro himself was not the gentleman she had imagined. He was proud, controlling, quick to anger. He reminded Adanna daily that she was nothing without his wealth, a flower that he had plucked from the mud. Love did not dwell in that house, only suspicion, envy, and rivalry. Meanwhile, in Odogbo, Obinna nursed his pain in silence. He hunted more than ever, supplying meat to the village and building his strength. Though scarred, he held his dignity. Time passed, and he slowly rebuilt himself, earning respect and eventually finding love again with another woman who gave him children. Yet, the memory of Adanna lingered like a wound that had healed but left a scar. Years rolled on. Adanna bore Chief Okoro no children. His other wives mocked her, calling her barren, cursed. Her seals no longer brought her joy. She thought often of Obinna, of the riverbank, of laughter under the moon. But pride chained her. She could not return to Odogbo empty-handed. Then fate struck. Chief Okoro's wealth began to crumble. Rivals cheated him. Debt swallowed him. His health declined. The mansion that once rang with music became a house of quarrels. One stormy night, thunder roaring over the city, Chief Okoro collapsed and never rose again. The other wives turned on Adanna. They said she had brought him misfortune. With nothing left, she was cast out of the mansion, stripped of silks and gold, left to wander the city streets in shame. With nowhere else to go, she turned her steps back toward Odogbo. But time had changed everything. Her father had gone to the ancestors. Her mother, frail and bent with age, could barely look at her without tears. The villagers mocked her return. See the one who chose riches over love, they whispered. See how she comes back with nothing. And there, at the marketplace, she saw Obinna. No longer the poor hunter she had left, he had prospered. He had a wife, children, a strong compound. He stood tall, respected, his laughter still bright, but no longer hers. Their eyes met. Her heart broke all over again. Forgive me, Obinna, she whispered. Forgive me. He bowed his head. May the gods forgive you, Adanna, for I already have. And he turned away. That night, Adanna returned to the riverbank where she and Obinna once dreamed together. She sat alone as the moon's reflection trembled on the water. And in the quiet, she understood. Choices are like seeds. What you plant, you must harvest, whether sweet or bitter. Her story became a warning, passed from lips to ears in moonlit gatherings. Do not let ambition blind you to love. Do not chase shadows while the sun still shines. For the brightest riches can fade, but the warmth of true love endures. And so, Adanna's tale is not just hers. It is a mirror for every heart torn between desire and devotion. The end.